and get started right away. Where I'm excited to have Willis Love on, everybody. As we all know, Willis is our go-to tech guy, and we decided that we need a lesson on AI. And if you don't know, Willis absolutely loves ChatGPT. All of his fun little graphics and slides, he uses chat all the time. I believe they're besties. So he's going to go through a really fun presentation that kind of gets you excited about AI, some fun prompts to use, and how to leverage your real estate while using it. So take it away, Willis.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm just getting my screen organized so that I don't have too much stuff I'm going to share. Let's see. I'll just do my whole screen. All right. I'm going to hide all these things. And okay. How do I hide this one though? Sorry. Let's see. There we go. All right. Can everyone see my screen? I'm trying to keep it open so that you see like the little chat GPT window right here, but also a little slide deck I made. Or I can full screen it as well. If you can't see it that well, just let me know in the comments and then I can adjust. So let's just let me know. Madeleine, are you able to see it okay? Yes? Everyone's silent. Hello?
I could see it okay.
Oh, okay, good. I'm like, there is no sound coming. Okay. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. So this is an opportunity. As Madeleine said, I absolutely love ChatGPT. I was very skeptical of it a year ago. But the more I played around with it and figured out like the ways that it helps even myself who is not in production, I'm not an agent, stay organized and honestly have some fun with it and just seeing what the capabilities of it are has been really rewarding and it's been a lot of fun. Even at my little graphic on this slide, it does a lot and one of the things that I do love about it is that the more you use it, the more it learns what you do like and what you don't. And so when you're asking it things for like, oh, do this for me or write this for me, it has a better understanding of your language, your patterns, and how you use things and say things so that it can come across more natural because who hasn't had something like made in ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever, and you can 100% tell that it was made with AI. Like it's always so obvious now. So it's very important to kind of train your ChatGPT or your AI model just a little bit. We can dive into that a little bit more. Let me just switch this. Oh, is it going to cooperate with me? Here we go. All right. So first off, what is ChatGPT? What should I expect when I use it? A lot of agents ask that when they're kind of unfamiliar with what ChatGPT is. Is it something that's going to invade their privacy? All those good things. ChatGPT is an online tool that helps you write things really fast. You can type a question or a task, and it gives you smart answer like a super search engine, for example. It's like having a writing assistant, an idea helper, and a powerful planner all in one. And it saves time, helps you sound more professional, and gives you a creative boost when you're stuck. And it's been a lifeline for me personally. Handling, not just the North Shore office, but, helping agents across our entire market it can be taxing. And, you need to have that creative flexing, happening. And there's just a lot of things happening at once. And I'm a human, just like everybody else. So it's always been refreshing or at least a moment to exhale when I can count on ChatGPT to give me some ideas to kind of get me out of that rut. And that's primarily what I use it for. Before I go like moving forward though, I do want to talk about the misconceptions of ChatGPT. People assume that it already knows everything and that it has the perfect answers, and that is 100% false. The truth is, ChatGPT doesn't know everything. The way that Google database does, it doesn't access real-time information unless it's connected to the internet. Instead, it generates responses based on patterns and data that it's been trained with. Think of it this way. ChatGPT isn't a fact machine. It's a super fast brainstorming partner that gives you a starting point, but you still need to use your best judgment when using ChatGPT. You always want to double check the details. We are in a world now where ChatGPT and even AI sounds very human, very natural in some cases. You can call certain places or people, and AI will pick up your phone call before they do. And on the flip side, AI can make phone calls on your behalf, like ordering pizza, for example, and it sounds like a human being. Like Google has done a really good job of accomplishing that. And it's just one of the things that like people just assume like, wow, AI can do anything, it can be anything, but it's only as smart as the information that's being fed and programmed with. So yes, chat or AI can be manipulated. You can tell it that it's something that is answering is wrong, and it's kind of it's subjective. It can definitely say, oh, okay, like then from now on, I'm gonna rely on the information you just provided me. So always know your facts, always double check before you just assume that it has the right answer to everything. Then okay, the big question is, how does ChatGPT help real estate agents? First off, you don't have to be good with tech. You just need to know what you want to say. ChatGPT helps with the rest. Helps you write listing descriptions. It can help you write your emails. It can help you with social media posts. Even for my own, I always use Chat. Well, I shouldn't say I always do, because in certain cases, it's easy to use ChatGPT as like a starting off point, or whatever response it gives you. You just want to make it your own. I don't like to just copy and paste. I like to kind of just change it up a little bit so that I'm also involved in whatever is being said, so that it's not like, oh, yep, I just let ChatGPT do my whole job. Like, it's never like that. It could be, but that'd be really, really careless, and where I would say like you want to double check. ChatGPT also gives you ideas for what to say to clients, especially with text messages, scripts if you're practicing, or calling, especially cold calling, even follow-ups, which are so important. It helps you stay organized, create to-do lists and schedules, and it saves you from the blank screen stress. You don't have to start from scratch. A lot of people are like, okay, I'm new to real estate, but I don't know where to begin. But AI is very, very important. So is social media, so is this, and so is that. So going to ChatGPT, you can say like, okay, like I'm new to this industry or this space, and I need help getting started. Where can I begin? There you go. And it will give you a good checklist of items that you can actually like check off and do and accomplish and feel a little more balanced, a little more organized. So we're all going to demo. I hope that all of you have your phones or your computers with you. Throughout this presentation, we're going to do it. We're going to demo together. We're going to do some GPT prompts, and just so that everyone's kind of familiar with like the basics of how this works, so that you can apply it to your own real estate businesses. So I'll give you all just a second or two to jump over to chat.openai.com and log in. And if you haven't established a account yet with ChatGPT, you can choose to log in with your Google account, which in most cases could be your KW account, or you use your own personal one. So I'll give you a second to do that. And when you do that, we're going to open up a blank chat. And what that will look like is this right here. It should just like this. All right. So is everyone good to go? Can we get some thumbs up for everybody who's ready to go? Dana, looks like you're you're like, I don't know. All right. So in the blank chat, we're gonna type up what it says on my screen. It says, write a listing description for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in Bayview with a big backyard and an updated kitchen. I'm going to type this out. In Bayview, it's a big backyard and updated kitchen. And then watch it generate. It should take just seconds to do that. And so it creates an entire, like, straight up description of what that could be. And it gives you like little points. It gives you everything you need. Did everyone's do the same thing? They're all going to be a little different, especially based on how you use ChatGPT. It might, if you've said something like, oh, I like to sound a certain way, I like to be very professional, I like to be very concise. A lot of those things will play into this. So everyone's responses might be a little different, but you should get a good 2-paragraph response. And if you're having any issues, feel free to unmute yourself and let me know, because we can dive into it. So then, now that we have our description for the listing, we're going to type in, okay, turn that into a short Instagram caption along with hashtags. And so that will generate as well. It'll actually shorten it, so it's a little more concise. And you're going to get some hashtags based on based on like how you use ChatGPT. You might get 7 to 10, or you might get 30, which is the cap for hashtags on Instagram. And it'll ask you, like mine, for example, is like, do you want it to be sassier, more luxurious, or minimalist? I've got options. So it knows that I'm a sassy one when it comes to all my prompts, all my things. I get very personal with my ChatGPT because it's really like my little assistant. So then, now that you have everything, scrolling back up, I would highlight this whole thing and I would paste that to like a notes app or whatever and just have it, so you can say, okay, like you can have what you need for your social media post and then come back to it when you're ready to put, with your content. And that is just the beginning of how you can utilize ChatGPT, just getting started with for a listing presentation or a listing description, excuse me. So then other real life ways agents are using ChatGPT, you can quickly write up email replies, planning a week of social media posts even, because what agent hasn't been like, what should I post? If I don't have any listings right now, or I don't have any buyers, or any accepted offers, the standard, what can I do? And that is something ChatGPT can help you with. And you can even tell ChatGPT, hey, take a look at what the trending topics are, take a look at what's going on in this zip code. There's a lot of different ways, and it will research and pull up what you need. Some requests can take a little bit longer than others, but the internet is damn near limitless. So it will give you relevant information. Just be careful. I had to train my AI and say, especially if you're looking at telling it to look at certain things, tell it the year that you want it. Like, I want something recent within the last 365 days or the last 6 months, so that it's not pulling you, information that's, irrelevant or outdated. That can happen. It also helps you getting ideas for the follow-up messages after showings and brainstorming email newsletter topics. Who hasn't had the idea of having a newsletter being sent out to your sphere and not knowing what to put in it? And a lot of people's newsletters, they're basically the same. So I would challenge anyone who's doing this to kind of let ChatGPT give you some ideas and change it up and see what your responses are. I would love to hear back about that. And a little quote I got from the ChatGPT that I followed up with NAR was over 80% of real estate professionals who use AI tools like ChatGPT report that they're saving 5+ hours per week on writing, planning, and client communication. So time is money, and that could be time that you're spending with your family. That could be time that you're using to grow your sphere. There's a lot of things that you can do with 5+ hours per week. So we're going to go back to demoing. So we're going to go right back to ChatGPT, and we're going to go right back into that Bayview demo that we started. And this time we're gonna get a little bit more personal with it to make it sure that it sounds a little bit more like not only like what we sound like as humans, but what our clients expect out of us. So if I'm listing this Bayview home and my clients are buttoned up professionals and they expect me to have the same delivery and sound, come across that way, you're going to want to have ChatGPT reflect that as well. So going back to that demo, we're going to type and then what I have here is you can do fun, professional, exciting, reassuring. These are keywords that will help ChatGPT understand the expectation of your clients, but also like how you like to sound in your social media. So I'm going to put what's a sassy message after a showing I can send my clients, and then let generate. It might give you multiple choice responses only because it hasn't understood exactly what you like yet, or what it doesn't know enough about what your responses usually are that you accept. It's really important in all the responses that it gives you. See, it's given me a couple to hit that. If it gives you responses that just are not right, or they don't sound like you, or it's not following your instructions precisely, make sure that you're rating thumbs up, thumbs down, and this little button here will let you regenerate the prompt, especially if you've hit, like, say, I don't like that, and I hit refresh. It's going to do a new one, but it's not going to be anywhere close to the way it was, because it's learning based on what you're telling it. In that response, you would use, if not, type you didn't like the response. Example, make it short, sweet, and use a natural tone. A lot of times ChatGPT can sound very robotic, and I don't want anything of mine to sound like that. So I'm very much coaching, like, okay, we need to be natural. We need to be sassy. This is what people expect out of me. So playfully honest, that kitchen was cute, but was the closet close enough for your shopping habit? Thoughts? So it's like things like that. I would get a kick out of that, but I'd be like, oh my God, you're right. So, and it does help keep that rapport very like, put together, but also kind of like fun for your clients. They're gonna definitely love their experience when they finally get to the closing table and it's all said and done. They're gonna look back and it's gonna be a great experience for you and for them, and that will help them talk about you to other potential clients. If the response is now to your liking, you should probably copy and paste it to that same Word, notes, or doc that you started. So I would take any of these and just copy and paste them, because I don't have to necessarily use them today. I can use them tomorrow. Say there's a price improvement or something changes. Like I don't have to go to the starting point. I can go back to this, maybe change up a few things, and then just post it again, and just it's always going to be a little different. So did everybody's do the same thing? Did everybody get kind of like some crazy responses? And who didn't get a response that wasn't acceptable? Everybody's good? Okay, must be. So we're going to stay here and we're going to continue the demo. So we've done this, and what we need to do probably next is write an email reminding the sellers to clean before their showings. We went to that show and they, brought some buyers in. The house was kind of, so we're going to say to ChatGPT that write an email reminding my sellers to clean before showings. I think that's what I put, yeah. And so based on the responses that we've had earlier and everything, it should button it up just a little bit, but also kind of keep it, pretty much friendly, a natural tone. Just a quick note, as we prep for upcoming showings, first impressions matter big time. A clean and tidy home helps buyers focus on the space, not the socks on the floor, winky face. and truly make your home feel more inviting. And it gives you a checklist of all the things that they could do. Bonus points for a fresh scent, nothing overpowering, but think clean linen or lightly scented candle. You're doing great, and this effort makes all the difference. Let me know if you need anything or want any feedback or want feedback after the next showing. Very simple, very natural, and it's still professional. It's, but if I would have put like, I need to be concise and professional, it would probably sound like my boss is writing an email. So now I don't want that. So that's really, how do you do that? But remember, if you're new to ChatGPT, the AI may not establish a creative personality profile for you yet. So you may need to coach ChatGPT by responding to its answers, like, I don't like to use emojis in my posts or my emails, and I like to keep my emails light and concise with a professional tone when the situation calls for it. That way, you're training your AI, it will accept your response. It will know that, like, oh, oops, it made a mistake, but now it's going to say something. If I were to be like, oh, if I put that in here, it would say memory saved. And anytime you're in Chat GPT and you see memory saved over a response that's given you, it just took a snapshot of a pattern that you just made. And then that in that pattern is like, okay, when doing real estate related things, it needs to be funny. It needs to be lighthearted. It needs to be for, whatever you're telling it, it's creating that because that is creating its personality profile for you. And it makes the responses on the back end a lot faster. So then moving on, how can you use ChatGPT during downtime for business? I talk to agents daily who don't know what to do with their downtime. I always say, like, where's your database? Like, have you put your contacts in? Have you, cultivated? Like, have you done any of those things? And a lot of them are like, but beyond that, there's so many more things to do. You can go to ChatGPT, of course. You can ask it to quickly write email replies. There's been several times where I'm like, God, this email from this person was a little sharp, but I need to turn the tides and win them over. So I will take that entire email and I will copy and paste it into ChatGPT, and I will say, I need you to help me write a reply to this. This person is disgruntled because of this, but I want to be reassuring that I'm going to be able to handle what they've asked of me or the market center within 24 hours. And it will give you multiple responses so you have some ideas on what to say. And in those cases, I will highlight what I like, or I'll say yes to the certain one, and I will say, okay, make this a little shorter, or make this, add this or change the tone to this. But that helps you in any situation with any email. You can do that. Planning a week of social media posts, like I said before, is a great, it's a huge opportunity for you to create social media content during downtime. I'm always shocked when a lot of agents don't do that. And I go to their social media and it's like their posts that they posted weeks ago that they joined, the brokerage, or they're doing something, and like, oh, where's the rest? It can help you with creating a list of open house prep tips for your clients, getting ideas to follow up on messages after showings, brainstorming those email newsletter topics that we talked about, and create effective lead gen scripts, which is humongous. We talk pretty often about grocery store scripts and how to talk to buyers, how to handle rejection, and ChatGPT is an outstanding mechanism that allows you to change up your scripts, sound a little more natural, and let it come across something that's short and sweet, or more effective. If I need to help build my confidence and say this or say that, it will help you, and it will tell you and give you pointers on what to do and how to change certain things and what to leave out, especially so that you're getting to the point, they understand who you are, what you're doing, and it's most likely you're not going to run into so much rejection. So now we are open to Q&A. Before that, though, I wanted to consider the following. ChatGPT is easy to use once you try it, and teach it your likes and dislikes. It can save you time, help you look polished, and make your work easier. You don't have to be a tech guru or be an AI genius. You just need to ask it what you'd like and can always consider it more like a helpful friend or colleague. But I did add a little bonus in here. If you want to know the top 10 prompts that real estate agents are using on ChatGPT right now, scan this QR code because I prepared a document in the background that has all those prompts for you that you might want to save. I highly recommend you save because they're all effective, and I made sure that they're relevant to Milwaukee. So I'll give you a few minutes to do that, and I will open it up. If anyone has any questions at this point, let's do it. And if you need me to jump into ChatGPT and show you some things, I can do that as well. No, we're good.
I have a quick question.
Hi, Sherry. What's up?
Hi. So when I log in on the app, do I actually have to set up an account and sign in?
In some cases, you don't have to sign in. You can use ChatGPT being just an anonymous user. But when you do that, you are missing out on its abilities to capture your tone patterns, all those things. It's not able or allowed to create that personality profile of you. So you will
Okay.
spend more time telling it like, nope, I need it to be this, I need it to be that. You'll spend a lot more time coaching it because it's literally a blank slate that is erasing itself every single time it gives you a prompt. And if you have
Okay,
an
got
account, okay.
it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're of course. Anyone else? All right, we are just moving
I got a
right along.
question,
Oh, yes.
Willis.
Hi, Brian.
Hey, so earlier today I was creating a there we go, just a second here. A LinkedIn post,
Mhm.
and it created an image for me, and when I was asking it to fix different things, it really wasn't listening, and it just made it much worse. What are some good prompts to make it listen to you better? Because, for example, I had one, it created an image for me, but it had a woman on it. Well, I'm not a woman, so said,
Mhm.
put this profile picture in there, which it did. And then I wanted it to put in my name and my tagline, and it created some more words on there, which I liked, but I was trying to tell it to make it smaller,
Mhm.
and then it made my picture bigger. And so I just, there's any other things that I could do to help it understand what I want. It's just,
I am a huge victim of ChatGPT photo manipulation and have a lot of experience. What I've learned is that when you say, okay, you're uploading your photo and you're uploading you can upload multiple photos in certain
Mhm.
cases to have it work with, to create what you want. Be very specific and tell it, with this photo, I need it to not be changed or adjusted. I need this to be an exact replica of the certain item. In the photo, you have to use you can use certain things. Like if you're taking a picture of like the art museum downtown, like
Mhm.
you don't want the changes or anything to affect that because it can look really strange. So you would be very specific, like this, you would tell it, this is the art museum in Milwaukee. Do not change this. And you can even say like, because one of the things about ChatGPT 2 is it's very, very, very strong on copyright protection. So if you say, don't change this because this is copyright, blah, 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 but you can utilize it for this, it knows to stay within those boundaries and not get
Okay.
creative. But this is also a learning lesson to say, okay, none of the responses that you've given me have been correct or accurate. This is my expectation. You have to train it to know that, like, okay, yeah, it added some words, but did you tell it to do that? Maybe not. So you have to
No.
say, like, do not add anything, be very concise,
Right.
and train it, and just spend, and I recommend everyone spend several hours you know, just playing with it, which I do have a little exercise on here coming up that allow you to do that. But train it into what you like and your expectations so that on the back end, like things are coming out to you faster, but also more accurate. It's really using your personality, you know, and it's not, and ChatGPT is not it's not even an artist. It's literally pulling all these different, you know, things in to make what you want. But you have to, if you can train it to, or you can train it to do exactly what you want, you just have to use those keywords and tell it. Like I had it like these little like this little guy down here, even something like that. It was like, I need you to, it told me I need you to upload, you know, several pictures of yourself just to make that, even though ChatGPT has made several pictures of me and you know, played with them because I like to post them online and make fun out of myself. But it still to this day has a lot of trouble accomplishing that. And I even have like the Pro, ChatGPT Pro or Plus or whatever it's called.
Right.
And it's still like it struggles, but it always says memory. It's saving it though, and that's the good thing to know. Is like, okay, it's trying. I had the problem like when AI was first coming on the scene, and you would see certain pictures, and the fingers would be like quadrupled and weird, and look like, you know, it. And finally, I started noticing that it's finally not doing that anymore. And I noticed on an illustration I did, it was a picture I posted where I was melting into the pavement, and it was, I think, one, it was really funny to me, but I noticed the hands. I was like, oh my God, the hands actually look like my hands, even though I've never shared, you know, that. And maybe I have, I don't even know. But I was like, I noticed those little details and I was like, oh, for once, I don't have like 7 fingers. But I was very specific though, like in the beginning, like, okay, like attention to detail. And I always use the phrase hyper realistic. You have to say
Okay.
or accurate to this, or you know, and tell it to do that. And you could say like compare it to this, or if you have a photo in an article online, you can share that link and say use this as reference, because that's what it's looking for. It's looking for, you know, information like what can I copy, because it's all it's doing is copying and manipulating. And so
Right.
you can feed it that information and say, when I'm asking about these landmarks or whatever, I need it to be hyper realistic, photo and accurate as well, because it's
Right.
always, there's always that chance that's gonna, you know, something's always gonna be a little off. But sometimes I'll always say like, just do this. If I try to not to involve a human being in the photo, it's usually pretty accurate. But then I'm like, okay, I can just throw that into, you know, Canva and then just put on, you know, the other things, so I don't have to rely on that coming from
Sure.
ChatGPT.
Sure. Okay. Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else? All right. Well, I'm going to move forward. We're going into prompts. So prompts agents can use in ChatGPT during downtime. A huge pro tip: the best agents don't wait for business to happen; they build during the quiet moments. And I put that was a Google search from 2025. So going into it, one, you can use it to organize your business. The prompt here would be make a checklist for monthly database cleanup tasks. 90% of the agents I talk to need to use that. They need to jump into ChatGPT right now and get some pointers on how to clean up their database. Second one, planning ahead. Create a 4-week social media plan with post ideas every week. You will be shocked at the ideas it comes out with that you've never even thought of. The next one is refresh your messaging. I hate always sounding like the, you know, a broken record or always sounding the same, because everyone's just like, I'm bored of hearing that, or I don't care, I'm not interested. So I will put rewrite my expired listing script to sound more natural and confident. Or if you taking away from any conversations you had, maybe you talk too much. Maybe you say way more than you need to. Adjust this prompt a little bit and say, you know, rewrite it and sound, you know, natural and confident, but save room for the client to respond, or don't fill up the room with like needless conversation. You can say those kind of things and it will give you a lot of examples to use. As Charlie likes to say, sharpen your axe, aka your skills. What are 5 questions I can ask to qualify a buyer leader faster? So that's a really good one. I suggest everyone do that as well. And the last one is prepare templates. Write a thank you note template and that I can send after buyer consultations. That will save you some time. You know, you got a little card and you don't know what to put in it. Have ChatGPT put those notes together for you. And next one is let's have a little fun. So we are going to return to ChatGPT, and this time we're going to reopen a blank chat. And this time is going to take a little more time for everyone. I would like for everyone to choose a photo on your device, preferably one of you, something that's clear, like a headshot or something that's very clear. I try not to use photos of myself that have other people in it because ChatGPT can have a hard time differentiating like who's who and what's is going to manipulate. So and I also have a project that's really, and it's literally called The Emancipation of Willis Love. And in that is all these photo manipulations, all these things, and all the coaching I've done to say, like, because ChatGPT this day, like I said, does not get me right. And I've posted a couple times, like, I feel like ChatGPT does me a little dirty every week or so. So I have this project going to help fix that. But in ChatGPT, we're gonna type in, once you can add your photo. So you can literally hit the little plus sign here to do that. We're gonna upload a file or upload a photo, and it's gonna jump into my Photos app if you're on a Mac. And so I've got some pictures of Mariah Carey. I've got a lot of meme photos. I've got screenshots. I've got Charlie Walker. Not many photos of me that aren't ChatGPT. You know what? I'm gonna use Bella. So I'm going to say any of these prompts. I've got 3 here to choose from. Turn this photo into turn it into a 1950s cartoon version of me in a real estate office, or make me look like a superhero wearing a KW cape. That actually, I did this yesterday. It created this little sticker for me. And or make this look like a professional headshot with a soft background. So go ahead, grab your photo that you want to use and choose a prompt. And it doesn't have to be any of these. You can literally be like, oh, turn this into a vampire or a monster under the bed, whatever. It can be anything you want, and just have a little fun with it. And then this is one of the ways too that I would always come back to this and be like, okay, that wasn't quite accurate. It needs to look more like this. And every time I say this, I would keep uploading the same, not the same photo that I uploaded originally, but like very clear photos of the subject or myself, so that it's like constantly learning. And it's also scanning your facial structure so that these start looking very, very realistic. So I'm gonna just go with Bella being a 1950 cartoon. Turn this into a 1950 version of Bella in a real estate office. Oh, I did that wrong. Turn this into a 1950s cartoon version. So then enter that. And I will say, if you are not on the like a plus or pro program, I think it's called pro, or no, it's plus, I think. You have limitations on the amount of photos that you can like feed it in a certain amount of time. I don't remember what the limitation is. It might be 3. It could be a little less. So just have that in mind. And if it does tell you that you can't do it, I always recommend having a backup ChatGPT account, and that one can just be any random Gmail account. So, and I do say, like, I can't wait for things to improve enough that it creates these responses even faster, because sometimes it's really, really quick, but depending on the details needed and whatnot, it can take a couple minutes. I'm hoping that Bella's is very easy, and I hope it's very accurate. I like to make fun out of the leadership team and always post like little manipulated photos in our chats.
There was one posted of me the other day, and it looked like I had a ski slope nose, and then there was like a fat piece of hair just like coming out of my nose. It was crazy.
Yeah, me and Lindsay Vranick were just dying looking at this photo. I think I'm gonna forever hold on to it and remind Mandy to talk to me before she creates something with ChatGPT. And if anyone's having trouble, let me know. And also while we're waiting for this, if anyone has any questions at this point too, feel free to let me know. I'm happy to answer any of them.
I could have missed this, but do you know, like, pricing wise, how much the Pro or Plus
Yep.
is and the
It's I'll say $20 a month. I think it's like $19.99 or whatever. At first I was like, God, this is as expensive. Actually, a Netflix subscription is actually more, but I was like, this is a streaming service. But then I realized like the amount of time that I'm saving using it, and also it kind of gets fun. And I'm like, wow, it opens up a little creative door that I'm like, oh, it makes me think of things a little differently. And it kind of in ways it pays for itself by being able to be such a powerful assistant. Oh my God, are you seeing this? Oh, Bella. She might kill me.
I'm scared to see what it's gonna do with the legs. Like the top half looks good, but worries me about what the bottom half's gonna look like.
I don't know where I have so many bloopers of myself that you'd die. I think people would start screenshotting so they could use them against me.
I know a few people who might do that.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Charlie Stalley would even do that to me, but I have really good ones of him, so he wouldn't dare. Yeah, this is like interesting. It's taking so long. And I always say too, like, well, if I didn't say like adjust this photo, it's gonna create the end product is going to give me the same or very close dimensions. And sometimes you have to be very specific. Like, I'm going to use this for Instagram stories. I'm going to use this for a YouTube video. And so that way it knows like, okay, these dimensions are what the output needs to be. If you don't say that, you're just like you're gonna waste a little time. And while that's generating that, we are at the end, but I want to make sure that everybody gets to see this end result. And if anyone, I would love it if you guys all shared what your end results are. You can throw them into the Facebook group if you want to. I'm gonna have a thing on there after this anyways, just sharing some fun stuff. But also, there it goes. That's the end product. Well, let me go to this.
She only has 3 fingers.
Does she? Oh my God, I'm gonna die. Oh, why did it do that? Go back. What is it thinking about? I don't know. Anyways, ChatGPT is having a little heart attack on my computer. Sorry. But yeah, that's what I have for today. I hope that everybody got a little bit of value out of this. And I know that there are a lot more advanced features and capabilities of ChatGPT that can help everyone have a more productive, day that's more efficient and, doing the things that you love, but also saving time and helping you with other tasks that are beyond real estate. Maybe you have a side gig or whatever. There's a lot of things it can do. And if any of you are like, oh, like I would love to sit down and like learn a little bit more about ChatGPT, hit me up. I will put you on my calendar and we can sit and we can work together. We can brainstorm some stuff. I can show you a lot of different tools and things, even on my Mac that I use for my productivity and making sure that things are getting done and happening the way that they need to. I use a lot of apps, and ChatGPT is a good background for that. Like, it's always helping. And if you found value in this and want to see more kind of workshop style like videos, especially in this arena, let us know in the KW group on Facebook.
Yay! Well, thank you so much for hopping on and talking about ChatGPT. We definitely, I think Charlie in particular has had this grand vision of like AI is the future. And he's really excited to have agents, sorry, Charlie Walker's in my way, have agents like integrate AI, and he's really like ride or die for this. So we're really glad that you could hop on and share. Oh my gosh, look at all these fun images.
Yeah, this photo, oh my gosh, so funny. And all my little, I have a whole folder full of all my little stickers and things. And this was the photo that I used to make the little stickers. Like it's, I try to always use a clear one on my face. But then at first I was like, I need a ChatGPT, like it's just a cover thing. And I was very specific, but the first one came out like that. And I was like, that's a little creepy, but I like it. But because I like to be a little more playful like that. But yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Willis, that is so great. I am so inspired by this. I have a shirt that says realtor on it, and I took a picture of myself by a real estate sign. So I'm going to totally make that into a superhero thing. That's great. I love it. Thank you.
It's so easy. And I will say, like, always say, put this on a transparent background. I was showing this to someone else last night, and they said they're going to do the same thing and make a return stamp for their letters that they're sending out. So I'm like, oh, see, like it's always something will always inspire an idea, and having that so unique. And I think that's what pays off with all the interactions that we have with our people is being unique, standing out, and doing something a little different.
Well, I'm excited. Everyone should blow up the Facebook group chat with their fun ChatGPT stuff. We can like start a new trend on our Facebook group. I think that would be fun.
Mhm.
Next week we're doing engagement and community building. So stay tuned and hop on for that Beyond the Feed Zoom. And then just a friendly reminder that in August we're moving the time to 1 o'clock because of Ignite. Right, yeah, Ignite. So just a heads up, we'll mention that again next time too. But yeah, that's all.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank
Peace, love, and lots of success.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.